Hello, dear viewers. Today, in our journey to review everything on the Funimation catalog, we will be first expanding our brains with a series that does a few things real clever, then draining our brain power with a stupid series. But which one of these series fall where? Well, the smart series is none other than Sonny Boy by Studio Madhouse. When it initially starts as a class of students get sent adrift into the void, with the goal of getting back home. Additionally, certain students have gained superpowers, but if you guessed this would end up in the death game genre, you'd be mistaken. This actually turns out to be a coming-of-age story, mainly focused on its main character, Nagara, with students needing to come together to figure out the various rules and principles the void and the various other locales they end up work under, eventually leading to an escape attempt at the midpoint. I would recommend skipping to X time for the second title of my review if you don't want spoilers, but if you're hearing this now, you're ready for the nitty-gritty. This attempted escape leads our cast to learning that they're actually from a separate timeline/reality, where they both exist in that world, but also don't. Meaning if they want to escape, they'll end up fusing into another reality that may or may not be different from their reality they remember. They also learned that the void they reside in is actually a series of different voids with various other students stuck in them. The series then shifts focus as most of our original 36 decide to call this new reality home, as they never age, leaving mainly our protagonists Nagara, Mizuho, and Nozomi as the only students with an interest in returning. From the midpoint, we see our group exploring the various realities in the hope of learning the way to return to the world they know. For strengths, those who are really into world building or like picking up clues left out certain characters and coming to their own conclusions will get a real kick out of this series. If you learn more about the character known as War, we get the backstory of characters like Yamabiko and see the various other locales, such as the world that's trying to build a Tower of Babel. I also enjoy the sidecasts. Rajahani is a key favorite of mine, and the philosophical discussions he brings after they reunite after his journey are very neat. The clues about Azakaze also interest me a lot, especially given his nature of trying to act cool but is actually extremely childish in hindsight. On the flip side, there's one thing that's keeping me from saying that this is a contender for the best of the year, and that is his main protagonist, Nagara. I think they start out decently enough as a kid whose life sucks, but he refuses to put in the effort to change it, as he doesn't believe anything will change, finally recognizing that the only way to change his life for the better is to actually put the effort in. However, I feel after the midpoint, he is mostly just there to observe. Maybe my ability to analyze literature was off during my watch through, but I just kept feeling a disconnect between me, the viewer, and our protagonist. But this is probably just a me issue, but I will give the series my recommendation. I would say give it a chance. But let's go to the other end of the spectrum and talk about a series that is quite dumb, Tesla Note. But before I can go any further, I need to talk about the elephant in the room, the animation. The series uses a mix of traditional style for the background while using 3D animation for its main characters, which upon initial reveal was called the second coming of X-Arm. But I wouldn't exactly make that comparison, as one, the animation in Tesla Note is actually not god-awful. It is not great, and there are some serious clashes that will take you out, but it's miles ahead of how bad X-Arm actually was. Will it absolutely hinder the series' chance of getting a second season? Oh, absolutely. But that's not to say that the story isn't doing any favors. So in the world of Tesla Note, nerd culture patron saint Nikola Tesla mastered electricity so well he could basically make it do whatever, including mind control and teleportation. But he put all his notes into globe tubes that would give each one a specific power. But as he was dying, he told the information to the CIA and a group of ninjas that in such and such time, someone will try to collect them all and they need to make sure that they don't fall into the wrong hands. Cut to modern day, and a team of a cocky agent and a prodigy daughter of the ninja family have to team up to collect the glow tubes so they don't cause chaos, while also stopping the evil team trying to collect them all so they can rule the world. It follows all the usual archetypes for such characters, and the general good versus evil group. It at least finishes the arc, but it's absolutely not worth your time in my opinion. The animation stops won't make it for the first episode, the lore is absolutely dumb, so forget the world building crowd. Maybe you need the most mindless of mindless watches, but I'm pretty sure I've covered plenty of other better mindless watches, so go with one of those over there. I'm probably showing a few of those right now, so check out their corresponding review and make your decision. But if you have any other thoughts, feel free to share them in the comments. See you next time.